guys, welcome back to my channel today. I am going to tell you my story, why I have a stepmom, and where my real mom is. But before that, there is something important I forgot to tell you. My parents are from London, and they first met in London. Something unexpected happened that day. Everything suddenly turned into chaos. My mom's health got worse very quickly while they were at the Italian restaurant. My dad immediately asked for help and called an ambulance. Within moments, everything was rushed and full of panic. They took her to the hospital as fast as they could, but her condition was very serious. Despite all the efforts of the doctors, she did not survive, and that day changed everything forever. I never got the chance to meet my mom.
The baby is fine for now. We are doing everything we can to save the patient, but her condition is very serious. Please pray for her recovery and keep her in your thoughts.
Now it was time for her operation, and her condition is getting worse and worse. The doctors did everything they could to save her. They worked as hard as possible and never gave up. This was one of the best hospitals in the world. Everyone was hoping for a miracle, but all we could do was wait and pray for good news.
This is your baby. You can hold her now, but your wife's condition is still very critical. We are continuing to do everything we can for her. Please stay strong and keep praying for her recovery.
Thank you, doctor. My daughter is finally here, but this is not how I imagined this day. Please save my wife. She means everything to me. I don't care what it takes. Just please bring her back to us. I want my daughter to grow up with her mother by her side.
Maybe that was the last time my dad and my mom saw each other. I don't know if my mom ever got the chance to hold me in her arms, or if she even saw me before everything. Tina, more than anything in the world, they were always together, and they dreamed of raising me together. But sometimes life does not go the way we plan, and that day changed everything forever.
Okay, sorry. I started crying at this moment. I miss my mom so much. Anyway, let's continue the story. After that, my mom's condition got even worse. My dad became very worried and quickly called for a doctor. A few moments later, the doctor rushed into the room. Everyone was hoping that things would get better, but no one knew what was about to happen next.
By the time the doctor went into the room, my mom had already passed away. Oh my God, after some time, my dad took me to her grave.
And yes, the story does not end here. The biggest twist is still left in this story. Otherwise, it would be incomplete. After this twist, my dad takes me back home. After that, my dad takes me to a nearby hospital for my checkup and asks the doctor what medicines I will need for this child. We wait there for some time until our turn comes. The doctor carefully examines me and then writes down the prescription for the medicines I need. After getting the prescription, my dad goes to buy all the necessary medicines and other things for my care. Once everything is done, he takes me back home and makes sure I am comfortable and resting properly. My dad was very brave and ready to take care of me. He didn't leave me in an orphanage, but the twist was that a maid used to work at our house, and she still came that day. When she found out that my mom had died, she started jumping with joy. Her happiness had no limits. Slowly, and in a very bad way, she managed to make my dad fall for her and took advantage of the situation to make him hers. After that, she started doing very bad things. One day, she secretly mixed a drug in my dad's coffee, and because of it, my dad started feeling like he was falling in love with her. This was the worst twist of all. I wish my mom was still alive. I feel like crying. 3 years later, my dad even married the maid, by the way. Her name was Alice. Today was our last day in the city because my dad's job required us to move somewhere else. I had a very close friend in London. She was my best friend, and I cared about her so much I didn't want to leave her behind, but there was nothing I could do. Alice came over to us looking very angry. She grabbed my hand and made me get into the taxi soon. We were on our way. I kept looking out the window, wishing I could stay with my friend a little longer. I didn't want to leave her, but I had no choice. After a long journey, we finally arrived. At our new home, it was small but beautiful and felt very different from the place we had left behind my dad carried. I was very tired and sleepy, so I went straight to my room and fell asleep. Later that night, I woke up and heard that Dad had come home from work. Alice gave him a cup of coffee, and after some time, he became very sleepy and went to bed. I got up to drink some water and quietly walked out of my room. That was when I noticed that Alice had invited another man into the house they were talking. Secretly and acting very suspiciously, I did not know what was really going on, but something felt wrong. I quickly took out my phone and tried to take a picture because I wanted proof of what I was seeing, but before I could do anything, they noticed me. Alice rushed over, took my phone, and angrily deleted the pictures. She scolded me and told me to go back to my room. I was frightened and confused, so I quietly returned to bed, wondering why Alice was acting so strangely and what secrets she was hiding from my dad, who trusted her complete.
Make this girl's hair very short with a hairstyle that looks really bad.
You must be thinking what is happening. My hair was so nice she was jealous of me. I really loved my hair, she said. Let's go shopping. And I got ready, but she took me to a barber and said, let's get your hairstyle done. And she intentionally told them to cut my hair very short, because of which I cried a lot. Then she said it was a mistake. They thought I said this. When I was 10 years old, everything was fine and my hair was beautiful. And yes, now I also used to go to school. One day when I came back from school, the maid, Alice, opened some secret thing while I was still outside. She was talking on the phone when I entered the room. She quickly closed it. When I went inside, I also found that secret place and opened it, and I found a secret diary. There, when I read it in another room, I was completely shocked, and this was the reason behind my mother's death. If we go back a few years to before I was born, something very shocking happened. Alice was already working in our house as a maid. According to the diary, I discovered that I had an older brother who would be a grown-up by now. Before I was born, Alice used to secretly put drugs in my mother's coffee. This could have harmed me too, but somehow I survived while my mother eventually lost her life. The diary revealed an even darker secret one day. While my mother was sleeping and my dad was at work, Alice took my baby brother from the house and secretly gave him to a friend who lived at a farmhouse far away. Her friend wanted a child, and Alice handed my brother over to her. Alice could have abandoned him or left him somewhere, but instead, she gave him to her friend who raised him in secret. My parents searched everywhere for my brother and never gave up hope, but he was hidden so well that nobody could find him. After I was born and after my mother's death, my dad was heartbroken and eventually stopped searching, 'cause he had no clues left. Reading these pages made me cry. I could not believe that Alice had taken so much from our family. She took my mother away and stole my brother from us. But now I know the truth and I have made a decision. I am going to spy on Alice, follow her every move, and find out where my brother is, no matter what it takes. She walked into a very quiet and lonely street where snow was falling heavily. I was surprised to see where she was going, but I told myself that I would not give up and kept following her from a distance. She smiled at some people she met along the way, and I secretly took pictures as evidence. After a while, we arrived at a place that looked very familiar. Then I saw a young man who looked exactly like the boy in the picture from the diary. My heart started beating faster because I realized he was my brother. Then I understood that this was the same place mentioned in the diary and that Alice had been visiting him every week. I quickly went back home and told my dad everything. He read the diary and was shocked. I showed him the pictures, and he finally believed me. My dad called the police, and when they arrived, Alice was arrested with all the evidence against her. She was taken to jail, and after many years, my brother was finally reunited with our family. Now I am much older and wanted to share this story with all of you. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. I'd see you in another story someday.